Well, it was certainly a Monday Night Raw to remember.
Carlito just stumbled his way out of the tag.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Haley Rumbles. Welcome back to my channel. Let's get into it. We started off Monday Night Raw with the pipe bomb of the motherfucking century by CM Punk.
To do your bullshit. To hit your arm.
Listen, Dwayne, you bald fraud. Listen, Dwayne, you bald fraud. Sounds a little bit like the pipe bomb he threw down before he left the first time. Not like about the company, but he, you know, gave Rock a run for his money before, so.
You son of my gun.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much. I actually wrote down exactly what he said because I wanted to be able to say it word for word. He said, you're not immune from criticism because you're on the board of directors. He claimed that John Cena's a bald fraud, Dwayne's a bald fraud. He called The Rock out for wearing his fake title, as you will, and basically just gave everybody what we wanted to hear this whole time since he's been back. My favorite CM Punk is Crash Out CM Punk when he's mad and telling everybody about themselves.
Listen up, Dwayne, you bald fraud!
Because I think that that's when he produces the best promos. Like that's my favorite Punk. That's how I fell in love with the character of CM Punk the first time he was in WWE. So it was like old times again. It was just like old times again. He then starts calling out Seth Rollins, and he starts calling out Seth Rollins, and as soon as he calls out Seth Rollins, all fucking hell breaks loose. All hell breaks loose. And they start fighting, and I'm pretty sure the hatred that they share for each other, I know that some of it is kayfabe, but some of it is actually legit, I'm pretty sure. And even if you watch the Raw Recap, the new podcast that Not Sam Wrestling's doing, like they interview Seth and he says Roman Reigns, who he can't stand, and he has like a little seed of love. There is nothing but pure hatred for CM Punk. Seth Rollins hates CM Punk, and I don't think that they need to fake that, and I think that it shows, and that's why their matches are so good. And I'm really excited for this second match that was made official after they tried to beat each other up, not only in the crowd, not only right when his music came out, but they were still beating each other up backstage. So it is now official. Next Monday at Madison Square Garden, we're getting a steel cage match between Seth Rollins and CM Punk. Which leads me to say this. I think we're getting a Roman Reigns return. I think it's finally happening. At least I hope it is, because apparently that is the goal for WrestleMania this year. Seth and Roman, apparently a three-way match, so I'm hearing. I don't know. What I would like to see happen maybe is Seth and Roman have a match, and then maybe Punk and Seth have a match, and then, or I don't know, maybe night one, because I feel like that there's obviously beef between both of them, but I really want to see Seth and Roman play out. But also you can't fake the pure hatred that Seth has for Punk. So I don't know, they don't need Roman, and Roman doesn't need them, because that's not a diss to my tribal chief though, but I'm not really sure which direction they're gonna go in. I'm not sure. It's either gonna be like a three-way, or night one's gonna be a match, and then night two is gonna be another match. I don't really know, but the tribal chief is returning for the Europe tour that they're having, so I would hope that he comes back before then because he has some receipts to give out, but that there's only, like, there's under 50 days until WrestleMania, and I know that he is the face of the company, but I would just like to see him a little more leading up to Mania. You know, after he dropped his title at Mania last year, we didn't see him until SummerSlam, and then we just haven't seen a lot of him this year, and I miss my tribal chief, like what? But I'm wondering if it ends up being Roman and Seth, and then Punk enters by calling in the special favor from the Wise Man. I don't really know, but there's definitely, I think, going to be a Roman Reigns return before Europe, and I think it's going to be during that steel cage match, because I don't know if y'all saw when Seth stomped on his head. At Royal Rumble, but he lost a veneer. Like, a veneer went flying out of his mouth, so he didn't know where he was at. If you saw when he was walking, he didn't know where he was at, so, you know, receipts will be given. Lyra Valkyria and Ivy Nile put on a hell of a match. I don't think enough people give Lyra Valkyria her props. I really don't. She is really talented, and I don't know if it's just because she's newer to the main roster, and I really hope that, I think they should, the way that they did with Lash and Jakara, how they had them come up a couple times for matches and like kind of, we learned who they were a little more. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're both going to go to the main roster once the draft happens, but I think they should start doing that more. And yeah, I know we saw a little bit of Lyra, but I feel like people forget, if you didn't watch NXT, like they forget how good Lyra is. But I mean, I've watched her workout routines. Like, she is very strong. She actually works out with Ivy Nile, and if you've seen Ivy, she looks like a fucking pit bull. So the match they put on last night was amazing. Lyra ended up retaining. We had Otis and Gunther, and I just have to say, Gunther, don't forget where you came from, because we remember you as Big Walt, okay?
Oh my God.
We remember. I remember. Don't act brand new now. Calling Otis Big Boy. Don't act brand new. Anywho, I do think it's really cool that Gunther is having these matches, and obviously I don't know if it's Gunther's idea, or I would like to think it is, but he had a match with Tozawa last week, and this week he had a match with Otis, and I think it's really cool because he made them look good. I mean, they made themselves look good too, but they were both really good matches, and I think that he's not afraid. Like, no matter what you say about the character, he will wrestle anybody. And I think that that's really admirable, and he'll do it on any Monday night. Like, he doesn't care. So I think that that's amazing of him to want to keep performing as much as he does and have other people showcase themselves. But I mean, he's still winning the match, and he still comes out looking strong, but like, he also is giving them a moment. I think that more wrestlers should do that. I do. I will say that is why I enjoyed Seth Rollins' World Heavyweight title run, because I think that he was willing to fight anyone, anywhere, anytime, and I do think that Gunther is doing the same thing, so I really am enjoying this. But when Jey Uso takes that title off him in like 47 days, I think, 46 days, I know that he'll do the same thing. He sure will. And that's on Eat. I want to touch base again, not to change the subject, but I want to touch base again on what Punk and Seth were saying about each other, and more of Punk's pipe bomb, because I know I'm all over the place. I blame it on my ADHD, but him saying John Cena is gonna have to make a wish that he never saw Punk was probably the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. I'm not even gonna kid you. That was so fucking funny to me. And then,
You can't see me? Well, now we can all see through you.
and during the interview today that Seth did, he called Punk a coward, a fraud. He said he's made people suffer and he's never owned up to it. And I don't know. I said this last night on our after show. Seth and Punk have been giving it to each other, and I'm almost afraid, like, I don't even know what I'm gonna do if Roman gets involved in this, because I feel like Seth and Punk are fucking brutal. They are brutal in the mic, and not that Roman's not, but like, I don't even know. I'm just gonna be looking around the whole time like, I don't know what to say. Like, what do I say? Because I just hope everybody has fun is basically the mood that I'm gonna have to give.
I just hope everyone has fun.
I can't. I don't know. Moving on. Anyways, we had a tag title match between American Made, the Creed Brothers, and the War Raiders. Really good match. The War Raiders are teamed, but I don't think that people, and I hope they do, realize how good the Creed Brothers are in the ring. I know that they have legit wrestling, like side of pro wrestling background. I'm not sure it's like on a Kurt Angle level, but they're up there. They're really good. And if you haven't watched maybe any of their matches in NXT, I encourage you to do so. And even the ones they've had on the main roster, because they are very incredible technical wrestlers. I just have to say that.
Balancing himself now and out. What?
Whew. The moment of the night. Oh, the moment of the night. Io Sky and Rhea Ripley.
God. Oh.
I am a big fan of both Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. And I did not expect the outcome of what happened to happen. But Bianca Belair came out to the ring, which I'm still saying, Bianca, you're so guilty. I love you, but you're guilty. Like, you're the one that did it. You framed Naomi. The way you were talking on the phone, you did it. So sorry. It has to be said, you did it. Love you, girl, but you are responsible for Jade Cargill's injury. Anywho, she comes out to the middle of the ring because she wants to see the match, because whoever wins the match is going to face her at WrestleMania, because she won Elimination Chamber. So the match starts, and Io and Rhea are doing amazing. I mean, at one point, Rhea, like, kicked Io across the fucking stage.
The top rope lands on her feet. Rhea. Oh, goodness.
Io through Rhea. Like, Io was doing flips all over. Like, their styles of wrestling are very different. And I think together, it just made for, like, a very beautiful match. But Bianca told Io to get up, and Rhea let her anger get the best of her. And then as she was getting ready to do a riptide off of the top of the ropes to Io Sky, she said, "I'll see you at WrestleMania," and Io got out of it and then did a backflip and onto her from the ropes and pinned her 1, 2, 3, and Rhea crashed the fuck out.
Defending the championship at WrestleMania. Congratulations.
It is comparable to my child during their terrible twos. That is what Rhea sounded like. She was screaming, flipping out, cursing, you name it. I'm gonna drop a clip in here to show you just a little smidge of what happened, but I think that I love Mommy, and I didn't want to see her drop the title, but I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing, because I think that there is room for character work, as there is for everybody, and Io Sky is a fucking workhorse, and I don't think people realize how good she is, and I think that with a lot of the drama that's happened this year, it's just nice to have a fresh story. Not to mention, Bianca and Io have put on some of my favorite matches this year together, so I'm very excited to see, you know, the match they put on at WrestleMania, but I don't think it's going to end there. I think that Rhea's going to get involved, because I think that Io put on that, like, sweet, super baby face act when Rhea disqualified her from Elimination Chamber, and Rhea felt bad and gave her an opportunity at the title, and I think Rhea doubted Io. And then on top of that, her and Bianca have never really loved each other. They had beef, but what really got me the most and, like, made me so upset was the interview she did after the match, where she said that her heart hurt or something along those lines because Bianca didn't pick her, and Bianca is her dream WrestleMania match. And I just like, I'll cry, mommy. She's had a rough year. She's had a rough, like, a rough 9 months. She's had a rough year since, a whole year, like since WrestleMania last year. She's had a rough year. She had to relinquish her title. She lost Dom Dom. She lost the Judgment Day. She got her title back. She lost her Terror Twin because they stuck him on SmackDown. I don't know. I'm hoping maybe, I mean, I love that she's on Raw. Maybe she needs to go to SmackDown. I don't really know. I mean, if Bianca's going to be versing, I guess not if they're going to do the triple threat match, but I would like to see the Terror Twins back together. Maybe she needs a fresh set of people to wrestle. We could get our Strapley content if we, you know, want to see. I wouldn't mind seeing Charlotte and Rhea running back. I wouldn't mind seeing Tiffany and Rhea. We know that Nia Jax, I mean, she kind of goes to whatever brand she wants at this point, but we know that they could put on good matches, but I don't know. The crowd popped for her last night, though. I mean, they always do, but they really, really, really popped for her last night. And she doesn't need it. I'll compare it to Roman Reigns. I know that she's not exactly on that level, but she doesn't need a title to be one of the most popular wrestlers. She's like the most popular female wrestler on the roster. Her and Liv are actually pretty close, I'm not gonna lie. And I will say that even if you don't like Liv Morgan as a character, she has been fucking phenomenal in the ring, and I enjoy watching her. I'm just saying, I do enjoy watching her. I am happy that her and Rhea are not really, although there was some discourse on Twitter back and forth last night, I'm not gonna lie, but excited to see where the tag team titles with her and Raquel lead them. And I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing like a Rhea and Roxanne feud. I feel like that would be good. I don't know though. It will be interesting to see how things play out for WrestleMania. And I know that we all were like, oh, it doesn't feel like WrestleMania. And then Triple H was like, does it feel like WrestleMania now? It does. It does feel like it now. So, mommy, we love you. We hope you're okay.
Oh my God.
Hope you're okay. I can't wait to see this steel cage match between CM Punk and Seth Rollins. And also, I think we all need to take a moment of silence for our good friend R-Truth, because my man is going through it. He is going through it. Why, John, why? He's not over the John Cena heel turn. I'm not sure he ever will be. Y'all gonna make little Jimmy come back out. The last time that R-Truth went heel, he was smoking cigarettes in the crowd, and this is what's gonna happen. I hope you're happy, John Cena. I hope you're happy. But that is all for me, so adios, good riddance. Make sure you check out our new episode of the FemSlam podcast with Mini Portal that comes out at midnight tonight. You stay classy, San Diego, even though I'm in New Jersey. Adios.